Joining me now is royal commentator and the host of the To Die For Daily podcast, Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, straight to the most pressing news of the day. Buckingham Palace has announced King Charles has been diagnosed with a form of cancer. A statement from the palace said His Majesty has chosen to share his diagnosis to prevent speculation and in the hope it may assist public understanding for all those around the world who are affected by cancer. Kinsey, it's understood Prince Harry has already spoken to his father and will travel to the UK in the coming days.
Yes, we believe he's on his way right now, solo. And the reason why I'm slightly surprised that he's not bringing Meghan and the children is because we, despite my beautiful backdrop, are having horrible weather right now, flooding and rain that Los Angeles and Santa Barbara have not seen before. So it's a little surprising to me that while we're getting these emergency alerts on our phones telling us not to leave our house unless we're trying to escape something, Harry is picking up and heading across the pond to be with his father. Rita, it tells me that this might be, a very serious situation. And obviously that's upsetting.
Well, we saw throughout the Queen's health battles, there really wasn't a change of behaviour from Harry and Meghan, and there wasn't a effort to reconcile their differences with the family. And we are early days, I know, but we are seeing a different approach. I do hope, though, that the King's health battle does not become fodder for Harry and Meghan's latest reality series. The Duke and Duchess are reportedly working on a number of new projects under their $100 million 5-year deal with Netflix. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so this was discovered in a meeting, an internal meeting that Netflix had, and an executive said that Harry and Meghan have one scripted movie on the horizon, as well as 2 unscripted projects. We believe those to be Meet Me at the Lake, which was it's going to be an adaptation from a book that Netflix purchased the rights to for Harry and Meghan to produce under Archwell. And the original reports were that Harry and Meghan purchased those very expensive rights. And according to Page 6, that's not the case. It's Netflix that pulled out the checkbook. And I think that they did that because they want to make sure it gets done. And if you look at their contract, it expires in 2025. It took them 2 years to produce and multiple production teams to produce the only commercial success they've had, which is Harry and Meghan, and which is literally just them tearing into their family for several hours. So maybe Netflix purchased those rights because they're going to make sure it's made, whether Harry and Meghan are still there on 2025 when that contract comes up or not. Then we also believe that the other project could potentially be Prince Harry's rumored Africa documentary. And as you and I discussed the last time we spoke, some very serious allegations coming out from Prince Harry's African Parks charity. So is he really in a position to produce a glossy documentary about Africa when he has yet to speak out on some of the atrocities being reported coming from a charity that he's in leadership of?
You would think Netflix would be steering well clear of that until there's a resolution to that controversy. Prince Harry, though, has become the punchline of a Saturday Night Live joke. Let's have a look.
NBC has announced plans for a spinoff to the hit series Suits, which will be set in Los Angeles. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
Kinsey, that is so rare. Not that they poke fun at Harry, but that a joke on Saturday Night Live was actually funny, more mildly amusing at least. How do you think he'll handle that sort of mockery?
Well, Rita, I think you and I need to put together the lists of the best Saturday Night Live takedowns because, as you kind of alluded to, Saturday Night Live is a very liberal project these days. They love to poke fun at conservatives. It's very rare that they actually poke fun at Democrats or people that lean in a certain way. And it's actually Martin Short and Steve Martin that kicked the door open on Saturday Night Live in December of 2022, making fun of Harry Harry and Meghan for the very first time. And that kind of opened up the floodgates. SNL does not hesitate to make fun of Harry and Meghan. It is a regular occurrence. And I thought this was just a great funny joke. But I do think that SNL has it out for Harry and Meghan. And it was reported when Meghan was about to launch her podcast that she was trying to actually host SNL. And it was also reported when Spare came out that Prince Harry was trying to have a little cameo on there. So it makes you wonder if they've changed their mind since they've seen so much criticism from the SNL cast about participating on that show.
Well, Kim Kardashian hosted Saturday Night Live, and I'm sure they've poked fun at her over the years. So maybe it's a strategy just to bring them on side. If they're going to keep mocking you, maybe if you turn up there, they'll go easy. Now, let's talk about the Grammys. They were on yesterday, and there is all sorts of Taylor Swift controversy, as there always is. We'll get to that shortly. But let's start with what was the clear highlight of the event. Here's an example of American excellence, a duet that will be remembered for many years to come. The OG, Tracy Chapman, singing her iconic track Fast Car with country singer Luke Combs, whose version was also a massive hit just last year. Let's have a look. It was a beautiful moment, wasn't it, Kinsey?
Oh, I have goosebumps just watching it again. I don't know why they don't make award shows and Super Bowl halftime shows more like that, like, some old with the new. It's like exactly what you said. That made me proud of American music and of our entertainment industry, and not everything that these award shows do. So that was absolutely the best moment from the Grammys.
Now, there was a controversy. Pop icon Annie Lennox, during a tribute performance for Sinead O'Connor, called for a ceasefire.
Artists for ceasefire, peace in the world.
Now, that gesture was met with this response from anti-Semitism campaigner Noah Tishby. Let's hear from Noah.
Hi, everybody. So tonight, the Grammys were hijacked in favor of Hamas' agenda as singer Annie Lennox called for a ceasefire, denying Israel's right to defend itself and also not calling for the release of the hostages. So basically giving Hamas exactly what they wanted.
Kinsey, we've grown used to activism at award shows, even after Ricky Gervais told these celebs to stay in their lane. How was that bit of activism received on the night? I would imagine it would have been received well in the room.
I think it was accepted in the room. It did sort of dampen the festivities, but it was sort of a somber moment anyway. When you guys sent me that clip, Rita, I thought if Annie Lennox is going to try to have this moment, the least she can do is not sound like she's having a bowel movement in the middle. The vocals weren't even great. The vocals weren't even good. I was horrified for her. So it was just such a downer moment. And you're exactly right. People tune out because of these award shows. They want an escape. They want glamour. They want glitz, and they want a party. And to tune in and to be preached to and to be lectured by people that have enough money to really make a difference themselves, it's pretty, I think it turns people off. I think that's why people tune out.
Oh, the last thing you want is to be lectured to by a pop star or an actor or someone whose life experience is limited, to say the least. Finally, on the Grammys, Taylor Swift won the coveted Album of the Year, but TMZ reports T Swift has been called out online over an awkward interaction after appearing to ignore Celine Dion, who presented the award on stage. Surely not, Kinsey. I mean, how can anybody ignore Celine?
It unfortunately does not look great. You know, we were all so excited to see Celine, who announced in 2022 that she was taking a step back because she has stiff person syndrome. And it is rare and exciting to see her, especially in her element. The only way I can take up for Taylor is to say there's a countdown clock and you have X amount of time to say everything you want to say and do everything you want to do. So maybe there's a sense of anxiety there that you've got to hurry. But how do you not embrace and celebrate one of the best women when it comes to vocal performance in the industry, and someone we see so rarely these days? There is a great picture of them hugging backstage, though, but it wasn't a great look.
Oh, dear me. Kinsey Schofield, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.